Hello, everyone, and I would like to thank you for attending my small presentation. I know it's a little late at night, but as the board of directors, we come when we're called. I would like to introduce myself. I am Jeffrey Edgecombe, and I am the new executive director of HCB. I would just like to voice some concerns I had, the analysis of the program and organizations we offer, and just some views for the future that I see where our program can go. So without further ado, this is my analysis on Healthy Community Brookfield. The goals of this presentation, one is to provide a comprehensive summary of HCB, both what I have seen and been told about it in the past, what I see about it currently, and what I personally see the organization becoming in the future. I'd like to point out areas of improvement for HCB, and unfortunately there are quite a few. Nothing to worry about, we're all here, we're all professionals, and we can solve these issues. And I'd like to communicate strategic plans and strategies, to you, the board of directors, on how to better our organization to the Brookfield community. I'm sure a lot of you already know, but I'm just going to go over some HCB history and a little bit of overview. Healthy Community Brookfield is a nonprofit organization that serves 85,000 people in the Midwestern county of Brookfield. Before becoming a nonprofit, it was considered VNA, which was formerly known as Brookfield Health. Now I'll talk about this a little later in the slide, but this kind of creates confusion among the community. HCB, as it is now, was founded in 1998. There are currently 97 people working for our organization, and as mentioned above, it is considered a 501(c) nonprofit charitable organization. And county health department contracts obtained use public health programs. We are dependent on these contracts to provide such programs. Some programs and services that we offer are listed below. 3 in particular, though, caught my eye, and those were the 3 county public health contract funded programs. These are prenatal and newborn care, vaccination and immunization services, and smoking cessation classes. These, as I'll talk about a little later, we may lose. And I believe these 3 are some of the most important programs we offer for our blue-collar community. Some environmental factors about our community. HCB, as mentioned, serves 85,000 people in the Midwestern county of Brookfield. That's quite a bit for a nonprofit community. The majority, 75% of this 85,000, they live within the city of Dakin. Now, this city isn't the only place people live. Healthy Community Brookfield serves a rural community as well. 25% of the population lives in this rural community. This community lacks public health infrastructure, which challenges us and the offerings we can provide. And unfortunately, the schools struggle with adequate funding. There are strengths. We are a strong organization. We provide essential public health resources to blue-collar community members. HCB is considered in good standing with the community. Our employees are viewed by this community and us as the board for their hard work and dedication. And we are an established organization. Like I had mentioned, we have been here since 1998. That's a long time to get to know our community members and for the community members to trust us. We do have weaknesses, however. As mentioned, minimal public health infrastructure that will severely impact our growth as an organization and the services we can offer in the future. HCB is dependent on county and state funding in order to maintain our adequate programming. Lack of job security is based on program funding. Now these 2, bullets 1 and 3, and probably 2 as well, 1, 2, and 3 go all hand in hand. If we don't have the infrastructure, we can't provide the services. If we don't have the money, we can't provide the services and we can't use the infrastructure. We have a lack of director of quality improvement. We will touch on this later, but this is a big problem. And the mission and vision statements that we currently have, they simply do not align with what our practices offer. Now, this is just the SWOT analysis continued. there are opportunities for our organization. We can create long-term partnerships with the county health department to ensure long-lasting funding. We can hire a director of quality improvement to help this. We can also hire a new executive director, as they just did. I come in with a lot of new views. I am a lot younger than a lot of the board members, so I have been out in the younger world. I know the technology, I know what younger people want, and I know where we can go in the future. And we also have an opportunity to clear up any confusion the community has about HCB and the available programs. We will touch on this a little later when I get to the new public health vision and mission statements I've created. But there are threats. To my dismay, we did not meet PHAB's Domain 9 standards, which threat of losing 3 of those county-funded services, as I had mentioned in the previous slide. We have unlimited board member terms. Now, this can seem great, but as you know, a lot of people stick in their old ways. We need fresh, new ideas. Now, I'm not kicking people out, but we will have new elections. We will have periods and set domain terms where we can get reelected. Whether it be 2, 4, or 5 years, we'll talk about that later. And if the population grows in the community, I worry that our lack of infrastructure may cause organizations to cut programs, including us, and we may have to seek additional grants just to keep up. And if some of the programs we have are not adapted, such as our violence prevention program, the public police department may go public about their concerns and funding may be cut and withdrawn. Now, as mentioned before, our old mission and vision statements just don't align, with what we want to present. I'll give you a second to just read over these mission and vision statements, as I'm sure you've seen them before, and then on the next slide, I will present what I have drafted for a new mission and vision statement where I see us going in the future. All right, and moving on. So the mission statement I propose goes as followed. As a non-profit organization, Healthy Community Brookfield will adapt to ever-changing healthcare needs of the community, all while providing a safe professional experiment congruent to the times. Everyone will be treated fairly and equally at HCB, and our education, outreach, and health promotion programs will be designed according to the latest standards. The reason I wrote all of this is because people in times of need and times like this under our current president are not being treated equally. I want HCB to be equal. Everyone can come. They shouldn't be scared, and there is not judgmental. The vision statement I propose goes as follows. As a nonprofit organization, Healthy Community Brookfield seeks to be an inclusive healthcare experience for all members of the community, with the aim of promoting new age, clinically proven health classes and resources in order to strengthen the overall health of the community and fellow neighbors for years to come. Now, this, I feel like, promotes HCB as a new age health organization. People get excited about this. People want the newest and best technology for their healthcare, and I see us being able to provide as an organization at least some updated classes for our community. So we will vote on these, and I will go over them again with you at a board meeting, but I'd just like to bring them up today. Now, I'd like to consider a few strategies over a 5-year kind of strategic plan. One, this is do or die. We need to do this right now. We need to hire a director of quality control. Like I said, this needs to be immediately done because we did not meet the quality prehab's Domain 9 standards, and we will lose our county funding. We must implement term limits for board members. We can return if desired or elected. I would like to secure county funding for a longer duration than 1 year. This has many benefits, including job security and program planning. And I'd like to secure other grants and donations for a prolonged period of time as well. This also makes our program security better, our job security better, which increases our program efficiency as well. Now the action plan. This is where we kind of get to the nitty-gritty of what I see and some bullet points of how I think we can get it done. As mentioned before, we did not meet the pay halves domain standard. We need the county health department's funding. Without meeting these requirements, we'll lose the funding. And this is happening next month. We have to act on it now. We must hire a director of quality control. This is a first step. Next, we must create a quality improvement plan with this director and myself and submit it in hopes of getting a late approval by the county health department. If successful, I will consult you, the board, and attempt to secure long-term funding for HCB. This will not only secure job security, but also program security as well. I, as well as our budget director, will be reviewing and expiring and new grants as well as other funding available and creating a budget for the upcoming year. One other thing is I want to further promote our good community standard. Now, it's not enough to just have a good community standard and not act on it or want to promote it. If we have something good, we want to keep it. So I would like to provide services with the new mission and vision statements and hand these out to clear up any confusion the community has regarding HCB. I'd like to also contact organizations that disagree with us on our program, such as the County Police Department, and offer our services to ensure them programs and research-based education is going into our program development. See, and I would like to also ensure that we are hiring the best staffs we can. They're just not anyone off the street. We have educated staff members for this community. Now, some evaluations methods for this: increase and secure funding. We need to ensure a quality improvement plan is in place year after year after year. Now, it may not be adapted every year, but we still have one. A higher number of donations were collected than the year prior. I'd like to see our donations and our grants up from last year. Long-term funding are made into contracts between other departments and organizations. If we can secure a contract from the county health department, we can ensure job security as well as program security. I would like to increase our program satisfaction. Now, this seems kind of, I guess, brief or bland. However, this can be measured by surveys and patient feedback. And I'd like to also increase job security, as mentioned again and again and again throughout this organization, because our employees and our patients are both number one. If we get the increased funding and proper budgeting, it can lead to increased job security. This is not only going to benefit our employees, but also our patients, and it will boost the production as well of our employees. Now, secondly, increase community understanding and perception. I'd like to provide information packets on HCB pre-visit to the patients at all services offered by HCB. This will give them a better understanding about where we came from, what we do, and what we plan to do. At each service offered by HCB, I'd also like to give out a small post survey asking what they think of our new mission and vision statements. Within this survey, as well, a few questions about HCB's history and other information regarding the community involvement will be added. Now, this is basically just a small survey offered post-appointment that we will collect before they leave. Now, after collecting these surveys, we will do a follow-up with each patient to their mailing address, and we will compare the answers and see if perception improves. I'd also like to create a social media account, whether that be a Facebook, an Instagram, something that promotes HCB to a younger crowd. Now, as we know, social media is platforms for millions and millions of businesses and profitable organizations. This will increase our followers, which hopefully increases our service usage. And this platform also provides program promotions. The more people coming to our programs, the more other organizations and donors will see how much these programs are needed. So just a conclusion, I would like to thank you again, all of you